We're only 1 minute late coming back this time. That might be a new record.
Go us. Go team.
I always say 15 minutes because I always plan for a 20-minute break. That's how I always do it.
Well, now that you've told us this, you're going to have to start planning for 25.
That's true. Damn. You've seen through my ploy. Mahogany, you're within 5 feet of the dragon, right?
I would say so, yeah.
So Zook can take his sneak attack then.
Who? I thought he bugged out on us.
Now, he turned invisible. Doesn't mean he left.
Serenity doesn't know that.
Can you guess Zook? It's a mystery.
And his first arrow hits. Second arrow misses.
Serenity sees this. She's like, wow, what an incredibly overpowered magic item.
And he gets 10d6 damage on his sneak attack.
He has to crit at some point so we can see that.
We'll never see it.
No,
because
Brick
Road-
Road. I will spend
Yeah, if he
6
crits-
belief points to
we
make
want that dice
Brick Road
game.
roll 20 dice on this table.
You're cashing in belief points to make that happen?
If you roll a crit with Zook,
If I roll a crit? Alright. No, this wasn't a crit.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because then it would be 20d6, which, since we use these dice bags, is every dice on the table.
That is 44 damage with that sneak attack. And this dragon is now bloodied. As this arrow comes flying out of nowhere, out of the shadows, where Zook was hidden because he was able to go invisible. That's going to bring us to Liberation. You are up on top of the wall, as I recall.
Yep, and I'm pounding this dragon in the snout.
No, not the snout. How will he smell you?
It's a good question. Not with that 2, I'm not.
Liberation.
Extra attack.
Ooh.
Why dice? No. This one, just delete this die.
No, stop.
No, you can't, because now we don't have enough dice to roll.
Alright, Nodal, I'm going to put this next to you, and I'm going to color it something stupid, and you're going to use it and roll a nat 20. See, this is how it works.
5 natural ones.
No, that wasn't a natural one. That was a 2 and a 3, sir.
Liberation. Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Staying put. Okay.
I think McDohl singing that gave me a point of bardic inspiration.
Why I put the evil die down, and it actually sat down on a 1.
Mahogany, Liberation, and Serenity are on the wall. I need
That's
a dexterity saving throw from all of you.
I'm going to use this nice green die.
Can I see whatever's happening?
The dragon's breathing on you.
I mean, I can see it until it hits. I don't actually think I can make this. 16.
15.
Only a 22 this time.
22 passes.
Yeah, I can't make that.
The others amongst you take 76 points of acid damage
I'm down.
as the dragon circles around and blasts a line all along this wall. Mahogany, you take half of that.
Okay.
I'm at 5.
That's a big
wait.
number.
Oh, wait, you said... Hold on. You said how much damage?
76 if you fail the save.
Okay. Half of that is... Because I have
You're a
evasion.
monk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Half of that should be, what, 38?
Yep.
Thereabouts?
Yep, 38. I'm not down. Yay! I'm at 6, which is not as good, but...
Hey, you have 1 more hit point than me.
Yeah!
And
So no, I am not down.
don't worry, you will be in a second.
Yeah.
Mahogany, it's your turn.
Oh, I love my turn. You know, me staying next to this dragon has really paid a lot of dividends. So I'm just gonna keep beating on him, but then I'm gonna heal myself after I roll these dice because I'm just saying that right now, just in case I forget. I can't take it back now. I'm a cipher.
Oh, uh-oh.
Nat 20
Hey.
and a 15.
Yeah.
What does
that'll-
that 15 hit?
That's a 23.
23 hits. Just give me the grand total on those 2 attacks.
You got it.
The thing's bloodied. You don't quite have it on the ropes yet, though.
Well, there's no ropes around, so.
Correct. That's why I said that.
Sorry, it's being a dick about letting me pick up these. Select them all so I can just mouse over.
Ooh.
Wow,
That
that's
was a butt roll.
that's fine. It's still 2 hits, so that's 23 bludgeoning damage.
23?
Yeah,
And you're staying put, buffeting around the thing's neck?
yeah, it's great. I love it. And then I heal. I didn't forget. Burn my big spell slots. All right.
All done?
Yep.
Mahogany, Serenity, Liberation. I'm going to include Riot in this as well, having climbed halfway up the wall. Dexterity saving throws. Riot, I want you to make this a disadvantage since you're clinging to the wall and not standing on the ground.
If he burns me with acid, I'm over.
This is a wing buffet. This is its wing attack.
Oh, okay.
DC
Oh, I
is,
think he actually hit me.
DC is 23.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hit me
I
for
failed.
once.
No point even spending on that.
12 points of bludgeoning damage if you fail to save.
I'm down.
Also knocked prone. Riot, you're knocked off the wall and take an additional 6 points of falling damage.
I
Laying
can't
prone at the base of the wall. So Liberation and Serenity, you're done up there?
Yeah, I'm at -1.
And Mahogany, how are you doing?
I'm at 34. 34.
There it goes.
And I'm not prone because I can't be.
No, you cannot be knocked prone.
That's a net 20.
Serenity, make a death save.
Yeah.
Okay. Kelian, this dragon has just buffeted its wings after blasting all your companions with acid. 2 of them lay prone at the top of the wall. Riot has been knocked down to the ground. And you have the shot. It looks like this dragon is not going to do anything pleasant to your friends at the top of the wall.
Since I would like to not be useless this fight, let's run up the wall and shove a good berry in. Do I have to make the death save?
Do you have a way to
Serenity?
clear the 40 feet on the wall without using?
I've
you got cutting
I got
action.
move and a cut. I got move and a cutting action.
Liberation and Serenity are both unconscious and making death saves.
I think it was Serenity who just had to make one though, so I shove a good berry in him.
Okay. Oh, she passed it though. So you're gonna bring Serenity back up to 1.
Yeah.
And now Kelian is at the top of the wall,
Okay.
having
Now
exhausted
Kelian
climbed up.
is at the top of.
Riot, you're laying prone at the base of the wall.
Yeah. So I get up, which takes half my movement,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna try and climb up a little bit more. Well, I guess first I'm gonna heal myself a little bit. For that was all right. For 14,
That's with your aura.
Right saves all the,
yeah, with my aura.
right saves all the good heals for herself.
Yeah, right. And then I'm gonna try and climb as far as I can.
So you're gonna climb a full 15 feet up the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about as close as you were previously.
Yeah.
Bad memories on this wall.
Bad wall. I wish like someone would get rid of it.
Go ahead and make a strength check to cling there.
Yep. That's 11.
11. Okay. Riot, take 6 more hit points from Midney Exora,
Okay.
since you're the only one that she can reach from down here.
All right. I'm trying to get there, guys. I'm trying to heal you.
Zook will take 2 shots. I think the second one actually hits. Nope, 21. Both shots go wide. Man, you're showing him up in this fight, guys.
Well, you know, we're level 20 characters.
That's true. Liberation, you're unconscious.
Yeah,
Hell,
Boom.
one hit point. Boom, one hit
Would you
point.
like to take an action?
Have my movement to stand up, which just gives me 25 feet of movement. Can I still close to the dragon?
Dragon has not moved.
It's getting punched in the snout. Ooh. My thing might actually...
good rolls.
Yeah. How does a 24 do you?
24 hits.
All right. 6 damage. Save Constitution. DC 17.
It passes.
Okay. Try it again. Second burst, same as the first. Okay, no.
No. So you aim your stunning strike at its snout, and I mean, the thing's face, it's slick with blood, so now you have acidic blood all over your knuckles, which deals 1 damage. You're unconscious again.
No.
No, none of that happened.
That'd be a real fucked up thing to do.
It would be fucked up.
Did you ever try punching a Renzermaw in previous editions?
Nope.
Is Liberation staying put or moving?
No. I am staying put.
Okay. Mahogany, we're going to start with you then.
Wish you wouldn't.
How does a 19 do?
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit. This is the piercing damage from the bite. 19 points.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Acid damage from the bite. 9 points.
Alright. You're getting me there, Brickroad.
Am I getting you there?
You get me there.
Kelian.
Yes.
22 will hit.
Yeah. Do I
Slash-
get legendary actions?
You do not. You don't get
Kelian has
legendary
action
anything.
where you just fail. So
Slashing damage from the claw, 16 points.
okay.
And liberation,
Hey,
28 will hit.
don't even bother rolling damage.
Okay.
I was
Knock-
at 1 hit point, Brick.
Knocked unconscious once again.
Well, he could do enough damage to kill you.
Probably not.
I don't think
It
not
takes a
with
lot.
one.
Not with that
Yeah,
roll, no.
The acid breath might, but I don't think anything else would kill him.
It didn't
How much-
recharge,
how
otherwise
much-
it would have used it.
How much does it take to
Your hit points, max
Oh.
HP.
Oh yeah, acid breath could totally take me out.
It's going to bring us to Mahogany.
Okay, well. Fuck me, I guess. Yeah, there's nothing I can do that won't end up with me being completely eviscerated. So I'm going to just beat on this thing's face.
Continue beating it. I mean,
Just
you rolled a 20
continue
last time.
beating, on this thing's face.
I noticed you're not using the funky green die that McDohl gave you.
Well, that one didn't crit for me.
Oh.
I'll swap that 8 with that die if you want. Real quick. So yeah, that's 1 hit.
Okay, roll the
And-
damage.
Alright, that's 12 bludgeoning.
Okay. And you're staying put up there. How many hit points does your air form have left?
Few. At the moment, 16. That's about to change.
Okay.
Burn them spell slots.
Oh, yeah.
There they go.
If you're not going to burn the spell slots now, when's the time?
Right.
34 now.
Okay. And Serenity. Wait a minute.
Stand up, use another action trance, and keep going.
Okay.
First reckless attack.
I like the reckless attack.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
There it is.
66.
It's the
Yeah,
money
boy.
shot right there.
That's not a D6. You can just hold down left click and right click to pick up more.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's neat.
You can also just highlight the dice and push R.
That's
He's
what
talking
it
about
was
pulling it out
getting
of the
that.
bag.
The first hit will do 30 damage, second attack. It's an armor class of 15.
No. No good.
I'm going to go ahead and belief point that.
Okay.
Do it.
You have to be at a belief point by now.
No, I started with 6. That'll hit a 20 on armor class.
20 does not hit.
Okay, that's the end of Serenity's turn.
Staying
Down
put.
to 2. Yes.
And I'm going to knock your ass out again if that's okay. Oh, I get to roll with advantage. Let's see if I crit. I did not crit, but I did hit an AC of 18.
Yeah, that's enough.
Wait, really? That's all you hit?
I have 15 AC.
I know, but
Oh, yeah,
if that's
yeah,
all, if that's all you
Did it
hit,
happen?
this is worth burning my reaction.
I rolled a 3. So,
Yeah, roll a d8. Or I guess I do that.
yeah, go ahead. It's your bardic
Yeah, I
inspiration. Don't make me do it.
I'm knock that down by 3, which I think still hits.
It's still a 15.
Yeah.
Serenity.
Almost.
13 points of bludgeoning damage from the tail. As the thing is incredibly wounded now, and it's continuing to bellow out threats in its draconic tongue.
Oh, I can hear those now. What are they?
Nothing you'd want to repeat in front of your mother.
You don't know that.
Kelian.
Let's shove a good berry down Spud's mouth.
This is why you have them.
Liberation.
Okay.
1 hit point.
Burn up all
This
those
is-
good berries.
He's only got one left. He's already burnt 2.
This is my job now. this,
You're
is,
right
this, is,
now.
You're staying put up there?
this is what I do now.
Doesn't fast hands make that not your even your
Yeah, he's
action?
got he can use his cunning action to do that.
Yeah, that's true. You can shoot the dragon too.
Cunning action is dodge, dash, or...
Use an
Dash, disengage,
But
or
he's
hide.
got the fast hands trait, too, from More Rogue.
Oh, yeah, if you're able to use an item as a bonus
I
action.
have
you
no
can-
idea what that is. I've never heard of that. But it sounds good.
Well,
I'm not
you-
going to say
I
no.
thought this came up like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's come up before.
Well, fuck, I might as well try to shoot dragon then, right?
Roll it. My favorite part is where Mahogany stopped giving you advantage on this roll. And so...
Yeah, I'm not hitting shit. Fuck everything about being a rogue.
Riot, you're
I thought-
comfortable on your wall.
Yeah, let's who's still down? Is anyone still down?
Serenity.
Serenity.
Alright, Serenity can now have
Get the most mileage out of that Aura of Vitality.
right?
Boom.
10 HP.
I'm just picturing Riot just like clinging to a loose stone on this wall, like feverishly singing up at Serenity.
Yeah. And because we're all about to die and I might as well burn the last of my spell slots while I have them, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the dragon.
Okay, and what kind of save is that?
It's a wisdom save.
It passes.
Okay. That's the end of my turn. I guess I still gotta make that strength save, huh?
Unless you're climbing up or down, yes.
Well, I'm just clinging to the wall.
And that
Can I just
4
hold my...
is not going to save you on the wall.
Okay.
Only 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you lose your grip and fall, your arms crying out in exhaustion and anguish.
If I lose my R on this, I swear to God. I lost my R.
Oh my god!
Dice are not happening.
That's amazing.
It's a bad roll.
Things are not
Riot
looking-
is on the ground, like, cry laughing at this point.
Would you disguise yourself as Crackalack?
Riot, are you still wounded at all?
Yeah.
Took 1 damage.
You can have 6 more hit points from Midnieg's aura.
That's nice of her.
This round, I feel like I can kill somebody. Zook!
You could kill Zook?
No. He hits an AC of 22. His other shot misses.
Take your sneak attack, guys.
Yep, get that sneak attack, yo.
And I mean, the arrow that actually hits finds its way directly into a chink in the dragon's face. It digs deep, all the way down to the muscle. And Zook is keeping more distance than any of you guys had the wits to. He's all the way against the other side of the curtain wall, lobbing arrows.
He has a longbow.
He does. You have good berries. Liberation.
We all have our reasons.
Hey. Half move it to stand up.
Okay.
Punch his dragon in the snout. Uh, 21. Yeah.
Okay.
21 hit.
No, 21 does not hit.
I guess I need better than a 15. Second attack.
That'll do it.
That's better than a 15. That's 4 more than a 15. It's 25.
Yep, you're good.
We now know his exact AC.
Finally.
21 missed him. 22 hit.
3 damage, or 5 damage.
Okay.
Save Constitution, DC 17.
DC 17.
Yeah.
He passes.
Okay. He had to roll that time.
He did have to roll that time. Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Liberation.
Hey.
The last ounce of your strength. I mean, you're seeing just double vision at this point. You've blacked out several times. You're covered in horrible burns and slashes. And you throw out a mighty punch, the mightiest you've ever thrown. Hit this dragon in the schnoz, and the next thing you see is its mouth opening up in front of you.
Sentinel reaction. Been saving it for it tries to fly away, but there we go.
Crit. Kill it! Kill it!
Did you
Kill it!
Did you just crit with a sentinel reaction?
Yes!
How much damage on this crit?
Let's see, was I just unconscious? So no bonus from rage. 23.
Kill it.
So, what happened here is it actually died last round, but I gave it like the Ridley thing for cinematic effect. He was going to survive one more round. I was describing its death throes, but then Serenity was like, "No, fuck it, I'm going to hit it again."
Did my punch in the schnoz give it a actually put it over the edge?
It was Serenity's attack last round that did it.
Oh, okay.
But I was going to let it survive to its next
was-
round.
Double Serenity.
That dragon's real calm now.
So, it's about to let loose a gout of acid, but you see the life just drain out of it. And its wings miss a beat and don't catch the air. And it falls from view, and you hear the thing scrape violently against the outer wall. And then the bulk of the dragon crashes into the island below, on the rocky shores. And you watch as the thing's corpse slides down into the water. And for a mile, the water there just bubbles acidically. And
Liberation
turns black.
falls down to the ground and just stares up at the sky.
Yeah, Serenity does the exact same thing.
Look over at Serenity. That was fun.
Mahogany pops out next to them, shifts back, and is like, "Well, I'm good. Let's do another."
Look up at Mahogany and say, "No, one's enough for me. Thanks. I'm trying to quit."
And Zook chimes in and says, "That wasn't so bad, now was it?"
I'm in a lot of pain.
Kelian plops his butt on the ground, pulls out a cigarette. He doesn't have cigarettes. I just thought it'd be funny.
Riot looking up now has the presence of mind at the wall to drop the seeming.
And so now Serenity is actually Serenity.
Yeah.
Oh, Serenity, you're here.
What's left of her after taking 130 acid damage?
Woo! That was Wacky Shack.
How much is left in this dragon's lair?
You ask Zook,
Yeah.
and he smiles and says, "None for you."
What do you mean none from me?
He says he knows how to get in, and you don't.
Why are you all assholes?
They're all the worst, right?
They're all the worst. Like, and out of character, it's funny because clearly our characters are the big assholes.
Something tells me that if Zook had walked up to Kelian and Kelian was level 20 and said, "So, how much of that dragon's lair do I get?" Kelian would tell Zook exactly where he can fuck himself. Like, he'd draw him a map of where he can go to fuck himself.
What you have to do first, you have to go to Sigil, go down the corner of Alehouse and something or other, and go talk to this very nice tiefling lady, and she'll tell you where to go fuck yourself.
It's very unsporting of you.
What happens next? Like, in the immediate few minutes after slaying the dragon?
Like I said, laying on the top of that wall, staring at the sky for a good 2 minutes.
Serena just stands up, dusts herself off as best she can. I really need a bath, a drink.
Riot
Maybe
wants to
not
talk to
that
Zook.
order.
You
Now
can do
that-
both of those things in the lake.
Now that he's here and she's not in Riot Zilla form, I'm going to talk to Zook.
All
And
I'm
Zook tells
saying,
you
Zook,
that there is much to discuss. And he would love to discuss it at great length over another drink. He feels he's earned it.
Hell yeah. I'll buy.
You already had your drink.
Make it a double.
all I'm saying is,
I mean,
there's
I'm not
more
hurting like the
wealth
rest of you, but I'll get wasted. Yeah, let's do it.
that dragon had. The dragon has way more health than you would ever need, even in an infinite lifetime. That's all I'm saying.
You're making this appeal to Zook?
Yeah.
He agrees with you. He thinks that statement is 100% accurate. Listen, Zook had more wealth than he could possibly spend in an entire lifetime
And he
before
forgot
you
about
fuckers were born. He was rich
Literally
beyond
forgotten more than
imagination.
you've ever known about wealth.
Yeah. Zook has literally had and lost more wealth than all of you put together will ever see in your lifetime.
I don't know.
That sounds like a
Mahogany's
crime.
lifetime is pretty long.
Not at this rate.
For the sake of the
I
viewers,
have full HP.
Zook is a
For a while.
is a character from the previous campaign, played by our friend McLean, who at one point was in charge of keeping track of a treasure room with the equivalent of 1 million gold coins.
No. Try again.
No?
5 million.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I thought it was like
was it
7 million.
Right, because
Yeah.
there
That's
was
a
four.
lot.
There were 4 rooms, and each room had 1 million, plus some loose stuff. And he,
Yep.
the important part of this story is he let it slip through his fingers, and it was gone forever.
And it,
For a
and
while
was
there, it was ex-friend McLean.
There's a lot of work to be done at the temple to kind of put things back together. Repairs to be made to the walls and the bridge.
Oh, certainly.
The number of dead is surprisingly small, considering the suddenness and ferocity of the attacks. Gestra and... Oh, I don't have my NPC list open here. Hamaya.
Halima.
Yeah, that sounds closer.
Holly Berry.
Gestra and Halle Berry essentially fall over themselves with gratitude for your work in not only repelling but slaying this dragon.
Just all you gotta do is just say it was the Plane Talkers.
They don't know who those people are.
Exactly. They're us. That's us. We're the Plane Talkers.
And with a bit of Austrian innovation, of course.
I didn't see her out there.
You didn't see me out there. I was 30 feet tall.
Are you claiming that you're Osprey?
I mean, listen. You know more about Osprey than I do. I'm willing to buy that.
Sure.
Zook looks very skeptically at Riot.
Mm-hmm.
And after a moment, he says, I'm willing to bet I know more about Osprey than you do.
I doubt that because Zook had no one to learn it from.
Oh!
I mean, he's just used to that being the status between him and the party's priest, right?
And Riot looks over at Zook and says, "Excuse me, who here's wearing the robes? Who here's carrying the fork?"
And you
And he
look
says-
down, and it's Zook.
I got the fuck now.
And he says, oh, there's no doubt you're excellent at putting on airs.
No, that was me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Zook might be the first
Good night,
NPC
everybody.
you guys have come across that will appreciate Mahogany's terrible jokes. Where do you guys... are you guys looking to pick Zook's brain before or after you convalesce?
I guess that depends. Well, let me ask first to make sure he's not planning on ditching. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
asking like, are you still gonna be around here in the morning?
Once the bridge is repaired,
Mhm.
Zook says he's going to travel back to his homestead, and that he would welcome you all there if you were to travel with him. That if what your bright golden friend says is true, and that you all have had contact with Kelian, Daniel, and Eric. I mean, just the fact that you have arrived in this forest in the first place looking for him tells him that somebody deemed it to be very important that you meet.
Well, sure, but I mean, you're not gonna like. Do you know what's going on with the Black Tongue here?
He does.
We can't just leave these
I
guys
think we
behind.
just killed the Black Tongue.
You killed- no, the dragon was not the black. He had a black tongue.
Yeah.
Zook tells you that the natural order of these woods, and he says it's very harsh, but to disturb it too much in one direction or the other, it's not his place to make those choices.
No, I went and asked the woods. The natural order wants these druids gone.
So are you asking for his assistance in dealing with these druids?
If
Not-
his
not-
argument is that the forest requires the druids in it and it's not his place to make the decision, I am arguing that the forest actually doesn't want that.
No.
That this is
What?
above and beyond an argument between, like, the lizard folk and the dwarves.
His argument is
Right.
more that this isn't his business to get involved.
Riot's only argument here is that we can't follow you to your homestead because we have unfinished business here. If you would mind staying a little bit longer so we can talk to you about some things here, that would be better for us and for the Swame. We're not asking for your help in fighting the Black Tongues, but we can't just turn our backs and leave.
Who all is there with this conversation? Those of you with one hit point. Are you all embedded at this point, or is everybody there to hear this?
I'm there.
Everyone's here, yeah.
All of the joy and jokishness melts away from Zook's face. And he looks Riot in the eye and he says, if you're being honest about wanting to save Captain Terran, you're going to have to make hard choices about what you focus on. There is a lot of devastation between here and there that you will have to ignore. If you choose to stoop down and pick up all of the fallen on this journey, you will never complete it.
Well, now hold on, because the two things don't need necessarily be disconnected.
And he says there's more than two things. Today it's druids. Tomorrow it's something else. The day after that it's something else. The day after that you learn that to save Terran, you yourselves will have to do something unspeakable, something terrible, something you would shy away from. That these choices are going to keep popping up more and more the closer you get to the gates of hell.
And Mahogany will say, no, that's what I'm saying. I think that this is happening for a reason. Because we went down to the waterfall and we went to investigate it. And there's a strong abyssal connection between those druids and that forest. And that's where Terran is, right?
And Zook asks... Oh, you say it's an abyssal connection and that's where Terran is?
Yeah.
And Zook shakes his head. He says, let's all go get a drink. Maybe some meat and bread.
For what it's worth, such choices don't bother me.
Zook explains, first of all. Well, first he asks how much you people know about the Prime Material Plane.
What's to know?
We've been here for like a month, so probably all of it.
There's dirt below you. There's a ball of fire above you, above the air. That's about it.
Zook says that he has spent only a little time in your city of doors. He finds it distasteful.
Most primes do.
Not
And he
everyone's set
says,
up for the exciting life.
one of the things he found distasteful about it was the haughtiness of Sigillians towards primes. This conceit that primes are backwards or unintelligent, that the prime material doesn't have secrets or mysteries. And he looks at Mahogany and says, the first thing you have to do is disabuse yourself of those notions.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but yeah, no, this Prime world has kicked our asses backward and forward. Like I'm not even making bones about that. That's a fact.
He asks one of the Swanmei if they can bring him an onion. And he says he's going to explain this to you the way it was explained to him.
Oh dear.
Okay. No, Mahogany's way down. He's like, this sounds great.
All right, on game. Let's hear this out.
And the onion is brought forth, and he sets it in the center of the table, and he says, okay, this is the world, what you call the prime material.
Sure.
It's a world.
It's dirty and stinky. So,
And it makes
you cry.
And it makes McDohl cry.
yeah.
And then he takes the
You
onion
heard it.
and turns it upside down and speaks a word of gnomish magic. And you see leaves and vines grow up out of it. Just an illusion. And he says, this is the Feywild. It's a world that exists on top of the prime material. A place of old elven magic. And these woods that I've retired to touch this place in many, many areas. Then he speaks another incantation, and the onion is wrapped up in bloody chains. And you see these chains constrict until onion juice is forced out onto the table. He says, on the other side is the Shadowfell, a world that sits atop the prime material, ruled by darkness, evil, and the undead. And he turns to Riot and says, those are the worlds you felt. Not the Abyss, and not Arborea. Then he turns to Mahogany, kind of matter-of-factly, and says, and for what it's worth, our friend Terran is in the Nine Hells, not the Abyss.
Okay. No, I know that one. That's the one with the 9 hells.
We've been
Yeah,
there.
one
It's terrible.
One of them is infinite, one of them is only 9.
Right.
He asks you which one is worse.
Well, is it 9 infinites? 'Cause
The
that's
9. Serenity answers without question.
okay. Because I'm pretty sure Serenity told me one time that every square mile has a connection to the Abyss on an infinite plane.
The 9 Hells is the lawfully one, right?
Yeah, the Nine Hells is Beator.
Yeah.
That's
Then
the
Ryan
one.
answers Beator without even thinking about it.
Yeah. Someone's running.
Zook tells a story about their last-ditch effort to rescue Terran from the clutches of Beator. And it was him, Eric, Khalil, and Daniel. The four of them went. The rest of their companions at this point had become lost to them. And he recounts the tale of how they went up against devilish hordes. And all of their might and power that they were able to draw from, it felt as though those hordes were only toying with them. Like a cat batting at a string. That the harder they fought, the more resistance they met. And that at any point, he knows that these hordes could have just eradicated them. Could have just ended them there on the plains of hell. But didn't. And he believes that the reason they didn't is they were meant to receive a message. That no matter how hard they fought, or how deep they went, or to what lengths they went to attempt to rescue their captain, that they would never be victorious. And he says that this realization broke Khalil badly. Khalil in particular. And he says after that, Eric found solace in Blue Worm, turned to building his church and protecting the city. He says that Daniel turned to a religious order in the Seven Heavens, and that he retired to these woods to find what peace they all could for the rest of their days.
But those days seem to be longer and longer, aren't they?
He tells you, or he asks you if you reference this so-called curse.
Indeed, I do.
Yeah.
And what do you know about it? What do you tell him?
We know that the two we spoke to, Daniel and Eric and Khalil, I guess that's three, have all lived much longer than any one of their race should.
And Eric doesn't view it as a curse.
Zook doesn't either. He says that he's noticed not necessarily longevity, but I mean, he was a gnome. He was going to live a long time anyway. He says how he noticed it was an unexplainable drive, almost an obsession. And in him, and he kind of laughs at it, it was just the amassment of treasure, the things that he enjoyed so much during his adventuring career. And he gave himself over to this obsession. It's one of the reasons he enjoyed living in this forest and harassing this black dragon for so long. And he says that Eric, Khalil, and Daniel also turned themselves over to obsession, but the difference between they and I is that they haven't admitted this. It's the obsession that keeps them alive, not some curse. Or maybe I'm wrong.
What?
In
Obsession of what?
In Khalil's case, he says an obsession for the search of justice. To bring fairness to the multiverse where there is none. Something that Zook himself doesn't understand. He's just repeating Khalil's words.
Doing a bang-up job of it.
To Daniel, an obsession of righteousness. And to Eric, an obsession towards Blue Worm. The prosperity of the city. He thinks, because by the time that this started to manifest in truth, he says he had already lost his other companions. And he wished he had known then what he knew now, because he believes that their obsessions destroyed them as well.
Other companions?
What was Terran's?
Zook says that he only has sketchy details, but that Terran had made a deal with a literal, actual, and he puts his fingers up at his head like horns, like a devil.
Oh, like this? And he points at his head. Liberation. So you're saying I'm related to devils now? That's interesting.
And he says that Terran was eventually
we
collected
decided
by the
Eric
same
knows.
devil.
Oh, I'm a goat? Okay.
So, I'll let you guys steer this conversation for a while. Feel free to take Zook wherever you need him to go.
Your grandson. It was your grandson, right?
He says he's not sure. He must have many by now.
Your grandson told us you might be willing to actually help us.
And he chuckles to himself, and he says, if Eric and Khalil and Daniel sent word today that we were marching back into the Hells to find Terran, I would march gladly with them.
All right.
You said others. Is there anyone else besides Taryn, you, Eric, Daniel, Khalil?
There are 3 others that vanished long, long ago. The first that they lost track of, his name was Eldov. He was a powerful practitioner of dragon magic. Especially things that were able to burn. He liked burning quite a bit.
Well, dragons aren't that big of a deal, so how big?
Eldov's obsession, he's theorizing now, because Eldov disappeared long before this obsession thing began manifesting in Zook. He says that Eldov was obsessed with the walking house.
The walking house.
He says, yeah, we found a walking house. We were adventurers for a long time together. He says they found a magic walking house, and Eldov studied for a very long time, which was very uncharacteristic, he feels, of Eldov. To learn the workings of this walking house, and to learn how to control it, and how to steer it around, how to make it his own. But there came a point where Eldov's visits, even his official duties as far as Blue Worm was concerned, were less and less over the years. And there came a point where the house would come around, but Eldov wouldn't leave it. And one day he says the house stopped coming around. He thinks Eldov and that house fought each other for years, and eventually the house won. He says, a sad story, I know. Let's have another drink. He says the second to leave us was Jade. And at the end of our adventures, she had adopted a girl Tiefling to take under her wing, who didn't survive. And the girl's death was harder on her than anything else I think she'd seen. Jade spent a lot of years searching, and it seems like any time she found what she was searching for, she would begin searching anew. She turned to your city of doors for a time, and she looks at Kelian. It says, first she wore the colors of our bard companion Fred. Then she wore yours. Then she turns to the ciphers, and she says, and then she wore yours. And perhaps more in between. I wasn't keeping track. And eventually she vanished.
And the third?
The third was our bard, Fred. Fred became very fat and very slovenly. He fell in with a group in your city of doors called the Sensates?
Sensates.
No, that's not right. Society of something or other. Mostly it was an excuse to drink and gorge himself. He managed to spend a great amount of wealth in a small amount of time. The last time we spoke to Fred, he told us of a magical staircase that you could walk, and eventually you would find your heart's desire. And I remember at the time I didn't take him seriously. I told him he was too fat to walk anywhere.
We've been there, done that.
Yeah, we did that. It might be destroyed by now, but I don't know.
And he says, in any event, that's the last anyone saw of Fred. And then Terran was the last to disappear when the devil came to collect.
Well, good exercise stairs. At least one of them had a happy ending.
What causes this obsession?
Zook
You have any idea?
shakes his head. He says he doesn't know.